Yes, we're just talking. You go, hello, Sooner Nation. Sorry, I just got right on it. So you can hear my kids down there just yelling already. They're ready for Sooner Cast to get going. And
they are. They're like, Dad, we didn't have a preview pod last week. We don't know what to do. We need more.
What are you doing? We won last week, you idiot.
So we also won the Tennessee game. Okay.
I know. I'm just
the people need their content.
This is what they get. This is what the people want. Okay, fine. Yeah. Sorry. So selfish of me.
Yes. Think of the children, not yours.
We got the initial injury report, which means absolutely nothing. We've learned that for the OU Sooners. So I told Goss, I go, the fun thing is who is going to be on the Friday injury report that we didn't expect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, obviously, Javonte Barnes will be on that injury report as we get closer. And it was interesting, Taylor Tatum not being on there. I think we can probably hop right into running back situation. That's probably kind of been the hot button issue. And if you're like, well, that's fine. Taylor Tatum's gotten one carry all year. He's probably not going to factor into anything anyway. He was questionable each of the last 2 Wednesdays on the initial report. So this is something that's different. Now, is this gamesmanship from BV just trying to mask the lack of depth we have in the running back room? Maybe. I don't know. But if it is, we're falling for it. So it seems like it's a little better off than what, 24 hours ago Soonercast would have said.
Well, don't you think, too, it's like, what are you going to mask right at this point? Everybody understands, like, Jaden Ott is a horrible teammate. That's why he's not playing. Javonte Barnes is going to redshirt, so he's probably not playing. And he leaves Taylor Tatum, which I'm kind of leaning towards he might be doing a redshirt thing too. So all that's left, Salchuk, get your shoes ready because
come on down.
You are going to give it a whirl.
Well, here's the deal. Tatum hasn't appeared in enough games where he could play and still redshirt from the information that I've seen. And George Stoya was pretty adamant today on their on the Sooner Scoop pod on the Official 40, just that Taylor Tatum legitimately has been hurt. It hasn't been one of those that, he is just holding out. And I mean, he affirmed what we already knew too, is that Javonte Barnes just doesn't want to play because he wants to preserve that year. And, whatever, man. I mean, I get it to some degree. Do I think it's selfish? Yes, I do. I think it's selfish. You got a chance to play potentially, 2 more home games to get to the college football playoff. I mean, and then you're in the playoff, potentially playing the first home game in Owen Field history in the playoff. I think it would be an awesome thing, maybe against Notre Dame, maybe against USC. How cool would either one of those things be? But all that being said, you can't blame the kid. This is his. I mean, he's looking at dollars and cents too. And no, Javonte Barnes isn't going to probably play in the NFL, but if he can get another year being paid to play football next year, and he can probably at a lower level team, it's his right to do so. I don't like it, but I do think that's where it's coming from. In other words, on the frustration thing, am I frustrated with Javonte Barnes? Yes, but I'm more frustrated with Jaden Ott than I am Javonte Barnes.
And that was going to go right into my next point is how can Jaden Ott watch what's going on? I mean, you have to be one of the most selfish players to ever put on an OU uniform to watch the magic that's happening right now, chance to play in a playoff. You get a chance to play in a college football playoff and you can't put your ego aside long enough. To me, that's what it looks like. This is the outside looking in. I don't know facts in that, but it's just like body language is a big thing with me. When you look at his body language, he don't want to be there. It's like, okay, well then leave the team. But also too, he realizes, well, it's going to be hard for me to transfer somewhere if I just quit in the middle of the year.
Well, and he's out of eligibility. It's it. He's burned.
Oh, it is? Okay.
He's burned.
Did he redshirt any?
I think through an injury thing.
Okay.
But he is burnt. This is it for him. And this is a guy who a couple of years ago was talked about maybe the first back drafted, and now I don't see any world in which he even is drafted. And with the fungibility of running backs in the NFL, I'm sure someone will give him practice squad invite or something like that. But I think probably his most famous thing he was known for in SEC play was him spitting game at some Alabama co-eds after the game up against the fence last week. So congratulations there. Ladies, you can find a player who actually played, maybe someone better to talk to. But
all I can say about that is don't hate the player, hate the game. So that is my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. But
he's not playing on the field. Might as well play in the.
And it's one of those things you could rewind. And I know a lot of you guys watch multiple episodes of Centercast each week, and you kind of keep track of what we had said previously. I mean, before the season, I was really big on Jaden Knott. Everything I read, you guys know I'm a Phil Steele head. Phil Steele was really big on Jaden Knott. Had him first or second team All SEC. And we were just kind of like, okay, man. And even that first game, I was like, it's fine. We're just saving him. It's no big deal. Don't stroke out over it. And man, I've just been wrong. And, even now there's some of us who, they use a Bill Simmons-ism, like on Odd Island. It's a low population at this point, but there still are some people who are like, well, what if he just rips off 300 yards these next 2 games, leads us to the playoffs? And I'm like, that'd be cool. What if Baker got another few games of eligibility and came back and played? That'd be cool too. And I think both of those things probably have a pretty similar likelihood.
Yeah, no, I guess that's my deal. Is he's not a player that Brent Venables is probably going to keep giving second chances to, by the way he acts. And I feel like if he was going to get, if he was going to get a chance, wouldn't we have already seen him at this point? I understand like our depth's low. Robinson's going to play. Robinson's going to play.
What's our problem, offense, right? And if you've got another bullet to shoot on offense, you shoot it. I mean, and that's and if we haven't shot him by now, then it's probably not going to get shot.
Okay, if you start a Centercast, we are not killing Jaden Knott. Okay, nobody's.
I'm saying him anyone. As a bullet, as a weapon to take the shot.
I just don't.
I'm not advocating.
I'm too far into it now. Yeah, I'm too far into it. I cannot go to prison now. So I've led a pretty good life so far. I don't
Schoonercast@gmail.com if you have any questions about that. But
Goss is playing his kid with a concussion. Now this. I mean,
I know,
right? Get in some trouble here. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm rolling over on you, big guy. That's all I can tell you.
That's all right. Friends like that. Who needs enemies, right? But the only argument I could have with myself on this is we seem to be very hard-headed. And I think DeMarco is very hard-headed. And, maybe it's been a personality conflict. Maybe it's been DeMarco didn't like that this was a Nagy guy and not a guy that he, recruited. I don't know. I mean, but at the same time, I've wondered why Elijah Thomas has never got on the field, except when we had to have a Hail Mary and, need a miraculous play. And then we throw him out there and we haven't seen him since either. I mean, I don't know. There are still some questions offensively that I just really don't understand the rotation. But that being said, going back to our original point of this, it is good news that Xavier Robinson and Torrey Blaylock are not on the list.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
no way to frame that as bad news.
Yeah, and they're obviously not 100%, but that said, who is right now? I said that
but
last week.
The cool thing about that is, Jeremy, and I was listening to Brent's coach's show, and Brent talked about how, they just really took a page of, quit hiding in the training room, quit trying to get out of things, just kind of preaching more toughness, preaching those things. These guys aren't 100%. Like you said, they could easily go on there. I'm probable. Yeah, I'll probably play as long as I don't get hurt worse, or I'm questionable. I might play. No, these cats are playing. Whether they're 100% or not, they're playing. And that's the kind of players we need.
For sure. And if we've learned anything from last year, it's like we've instilled toughness. Like we were saying on the pod after the Alabama game, we are one of the toughest teams and physical teams in the Big 12. That's Brent Venables. I mean, that's Brent Venables football. And we got to find a way to get our offense in that same form as what our defense is. And I think our offensive line is our first step. our offensive line is getting better every game. And if you want any clue of how our offensive line played, our friend Darren is very happy with them. And
which is saying a lot.
Yeah, which if you listen to like our friend group the first part of the year, there was no prayer in the world for our offensive line. They were horrible. Bill Beanbow needed to go. I was on that boat with everybody else. But we have 3 freshmen on that offensive line that are getting better every single game. What is the thing we wanted last year? Get the young guys in there, let them start meshing together. Well, now it's happening. And so that's a positive that you can take from all this. Yeah, has our offense played good? Heck no, it hasn't. But our offensive line is at least growing right now. And we're going to have a stout offensive line next year. No telling who's going to be at quarterback. That's another thing. I'm going to mention this. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but keep an eye on Sam Levitt at Arizona State. There has been rumors. Goss is muted.
And I'm back.
Yeah, and we're back.
Yeah, see, somewhere Sam Levitt's agent just muted me because
he's like, turn it off.
Turn it off. Goss gonna say. I mean, here's the deal, guys. We're 10-2. We're in the top, whatever. Now, could that happen? Yes. If John Mateer comes home and pees the bed these next 2 weeks, then yes, I think we'll be in the market. But we make the college football playoff. We are not bringing in a veteran quarterback. Period. In the story.
Oh, for sure.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I just you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks get OU's name on it.
If we lose,
I will be honest with you. Like, I look at this a lot of times, and I'm like, we look so out of sync. And even Arbuckle said in the press conference, he's like, we've had good moments here and there, but we haven't even come close to hitting our potential, which is what happens when you've got a new offense. I think that's a lot of times what we forget is that this is a brand new offense for Loggett. The only offense it's not new for is the quarterback. The mistakes he makes, it's like, hey, he threw it behind that guy. Well, how do you know what miscommunication with the receiver? I mean, there's things to look at when you look at the offense and the mistakes that's been made. And I don't feel like Mateer trusts his receivers a lot of times.
Well, here's the deal, Jim. We don't have playmakers. And I mean, that's where a lot of that comes from too. And I mean, that being said, I mean, it's nothing against. I saw some good things from Jermichael Carter last week. You know, I thought probably the best game we've had from Giovanni Gibson last week. I still wish we threw the ball to Kanik more and all those things. But, those aren't Ryan Williams. Those aren't Cam Coleman's. Those aren't, those guys. And, great players make great plays. And that sort of thing is very true. But, I mean, John Mateer found a way to win the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I really thought that Mateer looked more comfortable. And he almost did throw a pick six. I 100% understand that. But I thought he looked more comfortable. I really thought maybe there should have just been some more, let him just drop back and rip it more questions. I think the play calling might have got a little too conservative. But Brent even talked about that again of he is very, very proud of how many times we score once we get in a red zone. We are being conservative when we get down there, which is why hopefully we can score from far. And, we've talked quite a long time here. We're 13, 14 minutes in. There's a lot of people out there telling you how good Missouri is. And while I do think Missouri is a representative team, I think we're going to win by double digits. And maybe I'm crazy. I haven't heard hardly anybody else say that. Everyone's talking about how, similar and stuff we are. Guys, and I've got some stats to go on my side here in just a minute, but we're getting healthier. We're getting better. Let's not forget, our quarterback still is playing with a broken hand, and that's a big freaking deal.
It is. And I think a lot of people forget that this is the same defense that went into Tennessee and Alabama and won. I mean, you want to look at it, our defense won those last 2 games.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything our offense did, but turnovers. It is the name of the game. We win games when we turn people over. So that's going to be the way to beat them. I mean, I think we can stop the run. I think he's going to get his yards, but I don't think he's going to just get big chunks.
See, Jeremy and I are getting really good at this podcasting stuff because we haven't rehearsed this. And that's right what I want to talk about. Okay. the rushing yards Oklahoma's allowed, and we've played some very good rushing teams. Okay, and I'm not going to give you the stats of what we gave up against Temple or that sort of thing, or Kent State. Okay, the most rushing yards we've given up all year is 146. That was to Michigan. Okay, Justice Haynes had the one long run, 75-yard run. He had 125 yards. That's the only 100-yard rusher we've had against us all year long. Okay, it's been a pretty long time since we played Michigan, but that's the most we've given up. Now, in the SEC, we gave up 67 to Auburn. We gave up 136 to Texas. Gave up 54 to South Carolina. Gave up 116 to Ole Miss. 63 to Tennessee. 80 to Alabama. The most we haven't had a 100-yard rusher against us individually in SEC play. Missouri's quarterback, whether it be if it's and he's doubtful. If Pribula doesn't play, they have no chance to beat us. I'm just going to say that. They don't. They're not going to roll in here. And look, I realize this is probably, I may have to eat some crow. And if I will, then I'll eat it. But, guys, their quarterback is not ready for this, okay? No. He is not. I mean, there is no world where their freshman quarterback is going to roll in here and be ready. Okay. Do you know what we've seen out of him this year? Okay. Against Mississippi State. And this was the game. He was 8 of 15 for 112 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Okay. Against A&M, he was 7 for 22, 77 yards. Okay. Threw 22 times for 77 yards. Okay. Against Vanderbilt, he had to come in. They lost that game too. It's 14 of 23 and had 138 yards. Okay, guys, this cat is not going to come in to Norman, Oklahoma and on Owen Field in a packed house when we have given quarterbacks. I mean, I think Trinidad Chambliss is a really good player. Trinidad Chambliss beat us with his legs. Okay, he made some good runs. They made some good plays. I'm not taking anything against that. But that was a tough environment for him, okay? We know, what happens when these quarterbacks come in there. Our defense is a team of sharks, and there is blood in the water. It's blood in the water. And if you don't think they're going to be motivated to go win this stinking game, 100%, okay?
Well, not to mention their starting quarterback comes back. I mean, we saw what happens when you
live through that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I feel like even if he plays, he's not 100%. Like, do you want to bring a quarterback that's not 100% in this atmosphere against this defense? I wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, Drunkowitz does a lot of stupid things, but that said,
the 2 quarterbacks we've lost to, okay, Arch and Chambliss. What can both those guys do? They can move, okay? Both those guys are mobile quarterbacks. Now, Chambliss is a better, runner than Arch is, but Arch did a great job of moving in the pocket and making plays. And Chambliss does the same thing. Do we think that a guy who, when that injury happened, everyone thought he had just a broken leg and he was gone for like the rest of the year. It's a nasty, nasty break. We think that guy's going to be running all over the field? I don't.
No. And that's what I'm saying. You can't risk – I guess you can if you're stupid, and he is, but you can't put a quarterback in that situation because just like Mateer, you saw what Mateer did. Mateer's forcing things because he hasn't had reps. They really didn't practice him, and all of a sudden you throw him out there. It doesn't make sense in my opinion. So I think they're putting it out there to make us think he's going to play, but I don't think OU's sitting there game planning for him.
Here's the deal, and I realize Mateer's got some similar things here, but, Pribilla, if he plays for the season, has 11 touchdowns, seven picks, okay? He's completing less than – this isn't prime Drew Brees, okay? He's a good player. He is. I'm not saying he's not an average player. I think, Kevin Coleman's a pretty good receiver. It's not that I think that Missouri is devoid of good players. I'm not saying that. But, guys, we just beat Tennessee and Alabama. We should come home and take care of business against Missouri. Okay? Mm-hmm. The last time Missouri beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma, our parents were in high school. Okay? And Jeremy and I's parents are pretty dadgum old. Okay. So crazy. I mean, look, I realize we've lost 2 out of 3 to Missouri. I completely understand that. But think of all the stupid freaking crap that had to happen for us to lose last year.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't lose that game last year. Jackson Arnold lost.
And if you don't think that this coaching staff and this fan base isn't petty enough to be motivated for this stinking game, we know all the crap that Dorkowitz has talked about Bob. We know all the crap he's talked about this program. Okay. We've seen the idiot stand up and celebrate. Okay. On the sides of, he was standing up when he beat Auburn in overtime. He's up on the stinking edge of the stadium steps because they beat Jackson Arnold in overtime. Okay. Thankfully, Jackson Arnold's not playing this game. He's already got his win over Jackson Arnold this year. Okay. I mean, this is a cry to all that is good out there. We have to go win this football game because if not, all the positive momentum that we have, all of that stuff, it means jack freaking crap. Jack crap. We don't go win Saturday. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. It just doesn't mean anything. It doesn't if you can't go prove it.
Yep. And I mean, we're going into a game now where the last 2 weekends, last 2 games, we have gone in as underdogs. We play better with a chip on our shoulder. We don't play as good when we're favored. We got to prove it. Now, if you're going to be a great team and you're going to be a championship caliber team, you got to win these games, these next 2 games, because they're set up for you. This could be a great season. This could be a season that is got a lot of memories, a lot of OU Sooner magic in it, but it all goes for naught if you don't close it out. And that's really, I mean, that's what it boils down to. And I think they got, to me, in my opinion, and I think the difference between this team and last year's team, and it's saying a lot because you had Stutzman and Bowman on it, but it seems like leadership is a lot bigger in this team. It just seems like it is.
Too. I mean,
it is. And there's nothing, and I'm not taking anything away from Danny Stutzman, not taking anything from Billy Bowman. Those guys were staples that I think they helped build what is here. A lot of what this defense is doing right now is because of those two. But that said, the cohesion, like you said, the depth on the defensive side of the ball, like you can lose guys like R. Mason Thomas and Gentry Williams and not miss a beat and go win in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I mean, that's what's amazing is those are 2 big parts of your defense that didn't play, and you won. So that just shows you how much depth you got.
Here's the deal. That Missouri's played 2 road games all year. That's all they've played. They played 2 games outside of Missouri all year long. They've scored 17 points in regulation in both of them. Okay. And those are against good defenses. Auburn and Vanderbilt have good defenses. I think ours is better. So if they score 17 in both of those, what's to say they score 14 against us? Maybe they're on fire. Maybe they score 20 against us.
Yeah.
We're at home. You've got to find a way to go put points on the board. There's no other way.
Like I said Sunday, our crowd is going to be crazy. I mean, you've got 2 big wins. It's set up for us to make the playoffs if we win these next 2 games and we get them both at home. Our crowd's going to be a factor. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to play a big part of it. But like we've been saying, you just got to give them something to cheer about. Got to keep them in the game. That's always been the deal with OU fans. You remember, like in those, like, the later Bob Stoops era, it was like he would complain about OU fans sometimes, but what it was is like they needed something to cheer about. They needed to, and that's one reason in my opinion, why Josh Heupel was let go and they changed it up, is because he's like, I need a spark from our offense because you got to keep the crowd in the game. Our offense has got to make some plays to get that offense going and get the crowd in the game. And that's one thing that, we really hadn't had those big offensive plays the last 2 weeks.
The last 2 years.
Yeah, really. I mean, but I want to, here's, like, let's kind of jump into what I want to see. What I want to see this week or this weekend is I want us to see a set plays up, do these little screens, do these little bubbles and then let them jump them, and then us hit them deep, because you can lull them asleep. But it's like we try that sometimes, but we don't ever take shots. So, like, bring that defense in. We did it against South Carolina. We kept just hitting those screens, hitting those little dump passes. What happened? We did one pump fake on a screen, deep, Satanga, touchdown. I mean, just set them up. You can set them up. But it seems like we do that, but we just don't take that next step. And it might be Arbuckle being told, hey, let's get conservative, let's kill some clock. You don't know, and because we're not on the sidelines with it. All we see is what our eyeballs see on the game. But get Mateer in a groove. Get Mateer those easy throws like he's done in the second half. Get second half Mateer started in the first half, because it seems like second half Mateer is really, really good. First half Mateer.
And this is a little bit like, first half BV is kind of filling things out, making his defensive calls, and then second half BV makes the adjustments and goes ahead and steps on the throat. It's one of those things, and maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. But I just really think there is a time that Satanga is going to bust a long pass play. We've seen it before. I think we can see that again. I think there's a chance Burks, bust one of those. But Burks has not been great at making people miss. Maybe that's something, that we can do. But again, I mean, I just continue to think, as you coach, as you play, you want your teams to be peaking at the right time, playing your best football, basketball, whatever it may be. I mean, all the crap we've given Porter Moser for years about them peaking too early. And, that's one thing they're not doing now. But this offense is this, I've defended Ben Arbuckle, and I'll continue to defend him. It's a much better offense than it was last year. We kind of have found our offensive line. Now, I'm team start Foj, but I'm not an offensive line coach. Hopefully he starts. But if it's Simmons, it's Simmons. But don't you think, Jeremy, maybe this is the most live practice as John Mateer has gotten healthier and healthier that this offense is getting to put together and improving some of those timing things and getting to put some new things in? Because when you're swapping out people as much as we have, it's probably hard to add new things. It's more about learning what we already have. So maybe this is a chance, as we've had a little more consistency along the front, a little more consistency of skill people available, that we can see some different things. I mean, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
And wouldn't you think being back home and crowd noise not being a negative, that could open things up offensively as well?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Especially depending on what a running back situation looks like. I know this is curse words with OU community, but some jet sweeps, just bring some razzle dazzle to it, like do some reverses, just like throw some different wrinkles in it.
We did have a little reverse pass last week. I mean, it's not like there's been.
Well, I mean, just to me, in my opinion, it's just changing the eyesight of what your defense, the defense is.
That was our biggest play from scrimmage, the Burks sweep last week. If not, it was one of.
Yeah,
not Burks. I'm sorry, Satanga sweep last week.
Well,
that had to be one of, if not our biggest play last week.
I mean, you got to get the ball in Satanga's hands. I mean, he is the playmaker.
He holds on to it.
Yeah. But, I mean, we keep saying that, but the dude has not, knock on wood, has had a lot more ball security. You look at the Ole Miss game, a good return. Really,
he's trying to make a play, Jeremy. He's trying to make a play.
And really, it's one of those fluke hit, better play by the defense, in my opinion. I mean,
he's trying to make a play,
good tackle, wraps him, hits the ball, fumble. It goes from, hey, big swing of momentum, big good field position to, oh, crap.
That play is not that much different than Ryan Williams trying to make a play in the punt return last week and us punching the ball out there. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. Your playmakers are trying to make plays, and he was trying to make one.
And what I say, like, God, we just need some breaks. We just need some breaks to go our way. What's happened the last?
We've gotten some breaks.
And that's football. I mean, you make your own breaks, but that said, one thing I will say, I was watching some In the Weeds with on Oklahoma Breakdown. Some of those blitz packages and some of the stuff that Brent Venables throws at him. I mean, that interception that Eli Bowen, I mean, made perfect sense why Simpson threw that interception. They sent blitzes every single angle of his eyesight. I mean, he switched the play up once.
And that goes back to the point, like, you think Zollers is going to be ready for that
no
on Saturday?
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, I think there's going to, hand the ball off a ton. And, the book says that, I mean, let's say, they rush for 150 yards. I don't think that's going to be enough to beat us. I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll do that. But,
yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, our weakness, if you want to take any weaknesses, I mean, yeah, our pass defense is probably worse than our run defense. I mean, not probably, it is. Yeah. And so, like, what do we know Missouri does well? Run the football. What do you think we're working on doing? Stopping the run. Hey, we're going to let a freshman quarterback beat us. That's what we're going to do. Like, if their freshman quarterback beats you, you tip your cap to him and say, you beat us. I don't think he's got it.
Brett Venables is pretty good at this defense stuff. I mean, I know it really sucked that we lost Zach Alley, but, I think this Brent Venables, guys, he's got a future in it.
He should coach defense more often.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty good. Okay, so it's a 3 people who follow us this favorite part. Since we're playing Missouri, a couple of OU Missouri tidbits for you. Okay, Jeremy, the first one is OU and Missouri have played a bunch. Okay, OU leads 67-25 and 5, so 67 wins for OU, 25 wins for Missouri, 5 ties. Okay, there was a trophy. There used to be an actual traveling trophy in this game. Do you know what this traveling trophy was?
The only reason I know is because the college football game. God, what was that? Wasn't a boot, was it?
No, it was the Tiger Sooner Peace Pipe. A genuine Indian peace pipe was donated.
We smoke them peace pipe.
Yeah. So now Jeremy said that. Cancel him, not me. Cherokee County. But here's what happened. That stopped traveling in, I believe it's the 70s, and OU won because they won most of the games, and OU won, and it's somewhere in Norman. Kenny Mossman, who was OU assistant AD at OU, was quoted in a story that I read about it saying they've really searched for it. There is some talk that a private citizen purchased it and does not want to give it up. So anyway, this once was a trophy game.
Sold it on eBay for $12.
Yeah, so you can look, see if you can find that. Okay, now let's go famous alumni. Okay, this person did not graduate. Okay, but attended the University of Missouri. This is a pretty famous actor who was actually born in Oklahoma. Can you name that actor? Some people say he could be if he and I were in the room, he might be the 3rd best looking man in there. Who knows?
Is that ugly, huh?
Yeah.
I can't.
Brad Pitt, former Mizzou student. Yeah, former Mizzou student.
And he's from Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah, he is from Oklahoma. He's born in Oklahoma, attended Missouri. Okay.
I remember he was at the Rose Bowl with OU stuff on.
Yep. Okay. Let's see.
What a loser. He hadn't done good for himself.
Yeah. Another famous actor. Have you ever seen Mad Men? John Hamm is a Missouri guy. Sheryl Crow from music from yesteryear, from when Jeremy and I were young. Sheryl Crow.
Booger Eater Chase Daniels.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do. So anyway, there's just a few alums. So we're not going to waste any time talking basketball in this pod. We're going to get right to our picks. Yeah. Jeremy, who you got?
I'm taking OU 26-13.
Okay. All right. So once again, Jeremy has OU covering the spread and the under. I think the under is 40. Is it 44? Is that where I saw it?
I would take the under on any OU game.
I have, and this is, I don't know why, guys. I'm stupid. I probably am. But I'm going OU offensive explosion 31-13.
Okay, easy. Okay. I can take the 38 points. Who was it you said we're going to score 38 points on?
I got it right. I can't remember who it was, but I mean, I'm right so often that, that once again, I think that we would score, we scored 33 against Tennessee. I was like, we'll score 30 points. And we got our 33. So
hey, it's all about scoring 24 points or more, and we usually win football games.
Yeah,
so that's
it's not like it's impossible. In our home games this year, we've scored 24 against Michigan. We scored 24 against Auburn. I'm not counting Kent State, not counting Illinois State. We scored 26 against Ole Miss. So look, we're seeded one more touchdown to get there. 24, 24, 26. We're right there. We just need one more touchdown. It's there. There's meat left on the bone. There we go. 31. Sooners win. Great thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Rooster
kick. Get some opportunities for our best player, Tate Sindel, on the field.
Hey, that's it.
Our MVP.
I could have said 33 and he kicks 11 field goals. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, he's like the you get to the 40, you're in that field goal range. So I don't know what the record is. I know he's already broke the OU record, but for consecutive field goals made,
I think maybe he's got like 6 more or something like that. It was they said it on one of the broadcasts. I was thinking, okay, he could probably break that especially if we made the playoff. So anyway, Jeremy and I, we didn't go. I know we've already done our picks, but any thoughts? And I know we're bumping every darky under 40 minutes, but quickly, any thoughts on the playoff, where OU is on the CFP and that sort of thing?
I love the draw. I'd love to have Notre Dame come to Norman. I think if we win, there's going to be some dominoes fall. I think we have a chance to move up if we win the next 2 games. And we're in a perfect position because we're probably not going to make the SEC title game. So all we do is win and just keep moving up. So, I mean, obviously, I know a lot of people have said that we have to we don't control our own destiny, which might be a lot of truth in it, to host a home playoff game. But I feel like if we just win these next 2, there's going to be some dominoes fall.
Here's the deal, man. It's house money. As much as I'd love to go to a home playoff game, it's house money at this point. Just win, and the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. Like Jeremy said, I'd love to play Notre Dame. In a perfect world, we'd love to get to the 5 seed somehow and get the group of 5 team, but I don't really think that's going to happen. There's a lot of chaos that can happen between now and then. Lots of weird things happen in the Big 12. If Alabama wins out, do they jump us? All those sorts of things. We'll just see. Main thing is we do control our own destiny in making the playoff. And just win, take care of business, and we'll talk more about that hopefully after we get a win on Saturday.
For sure. Guys, if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, get our numbers up. Keep moving. If we're a playoff football team, we need to have our subscriber list be playoff worthy. So get us there.
Follow us
on Apple. Yeah, follow us on Apple and Spotify. Gosh, where can they find us on email?
Okay, Soonercast@gmail.com. We love questions from you, comments, all those things. We love them, guys. We will see you on Saturday night. Boomer
Sooner.